Hare Krishna, welcome all of you. We'll start with prayers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaurang ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we were discussing about how to perform the activities, become free from the contamination from which we are suffering here in this material world. There are so many base qualities which are overpowering us always, and we are suffering, like lust, anger, greed, enviousness, pride, jealousy. And all these things starts with contemplation. You contemplate about anything, dhyayato vishayana pumsa, any sense object you contemplate, then you will develop attachment with that. And by attachment, what will happen? You want to get that, you want to purchase that particular object. So if you possess that, then you become happy. And if you don't possess that, you try to get that. If you don't get, then you develop kind of frustration, anger. And if you get, then you develop greed. So greed, lust, anger. And suppose if you got something and somebody else is not having, then what will happen? You will develop pride. If you don't have anything somebody else's have, then you will develop enviousness. So see all the base qualities we are developing. How? Lust, greed. Greed develops when you get one time, then you desire to get more. Lust, anger. When you don't get, then develop anger, greed, enviousness. When you don't have, somebody else is having. Enviousness. Pride. When you have something somebody else is not having, then you develop pride. So all these base qualities, how it comes? By dhyayato. When you contemplate and get attached to that particular sense gratificatory object. And this attachment, how it is, governed by these three modes of material nature. Like Krishna said in third chapter, in the beginning, 3-4 days before, we saw that we are always overpowered by three modes of material. And therefore, we are bound here in this material world. Any activity we do, that activity is infected by three modes of material. Any activity we do, all the activities are influenced and infected by these three modes, three base modes: mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So therefore, activity, if it is mixed with three modes, then that activity will be the cause of bondage to us in this material world. We become bound here. Why? Because of activity which is mixed with three modes. So the purpose is we have to perform the activity which are not influenced by three modes. That is the challenge. That is the achievement, the real goal. Achievement is this, that you perform the activity, but that activity should not be mixed by three modes. Three modes ka contamination nahi ho. So how to perform that? Today we are going to discuss in the chapter 3, verse number 10. I'll share the screen. Sorry, 9. Chapter 3, text number 9. This verse is explaining about Karma Yoga. The chapter name is Karma Yoga. This chapter got the name because of this verse, text number 9. Because of this 9th verse, the chapter is named as Karma Yoga, because in this verse, Krishna is saying how to perform the activity. Specifically in this verse, and how to become free from all those activities, the contamination and bondage. So we'll recite this verse. I will ask some of you also to recite, because this verse is very important verse. Because of this verse only, because of this ninth verse only, this chapter, third chapter, is named as Karma Yoga. This verse is not asking us to stop the activity, but this verse is explaining how to perform the activity by which we are free. Mukt Sangha Samachara. We are freed from these material activities. Bondage. So I'll recite. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra. This is read as anyatra. Ye hai. Anyatra, not nyatra. It is anyatra. Yagyarthat karmano anyatra. Loko ayam karma bandhanah. So the use of this apostrophe here we can see. It is read as a, means anyatra. Loko, similarly here. Loko ayam karma bandhanah. Tad artham karma kaunteya mukt sangha samachara. So how to read it? यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगः समाचरः. Again I'll read. यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगः समाचरः. So any one of you also can recite this verse. Who would like to recite this verse? Very important verse. I want you to recite this particular verse and learn this. Gaurav, you want to recite? Start.
यज्ञनार्थ कर्मणो नेत्रे लोकोऽयं कर्मणा बन्धना तद अर्थं कर्मणा कौन्तेय मुक्त संगः समाचर.
Good attempt. Very nice. Anybody else? Aditya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Correct.
Yagnartha karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tad artham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara.
Very good. Anybody else would like to recite this verse?
Yes, Prabhuji. यजनार्थ कर्मण्यो ज्ञात्रा लोको याथ कर्म बंधना तद अर्थाम कर्म कौस्तर्य मुक्ता संगम समाचरा.
Very good. Anybody else? Okay. Okay. So we'll see the translation now. Krishna is saying Yagyarthat means Yagya means Vishnu. The name of Vishnu is also Yagya. Yagya Purush. Therefore, Vishnu is also, Krishna is also called Yagya Purush. So Yagya Arthat. Arthat means for. For the sake of Yagya means Vishnu. Yagyarthat Karmano, activity. Anyatra means other than. So if we perform activity other than Vishnu, तो क्या होगा? लोको अयम कर्म बंधना. Loko means in this world, lok, Aya means this, karma means activity, bandhana means bondage. In the bondage of activity, here in this world, we will be bound, karma bandhana. When we perform the activity other than Vishnu, anyatra means other than, yajnarthat means for the Vishnu, for the pleasure of Vishnu. If we don't perform the activity for the pleasure of Vishnu in this material world, then that activity creates a bondage in this material world. Tad artham, लेकिन अगर हम उनके अर्थ के लिए, तद अर्थ मीन्स फॉर द satisfaction of tad means yajna. This word, this tad is used for this yajna. तद अर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय, लेकिन अगर हमने कर्म किया वो कौन्तेय किसके लिए, उनके हित के लिए, फॉर द प्लेजर ऑफ तद, तद मीन्स विष्णु, कृष्णा, then what will happen, mukta sangha samachara, you will become free from all the activities, the bondage of the activity. Even if you are performing the activity, but you will not be entangled into the bondage or the reaction of that activity. That is the most important thing, the highest thing. The people, they want to perform the activity, but they don't want to get indulged, but they don't know how to act. They don't want the best art to perform the activity. This is the best course to perform the activity. This verse is explaining that any activity, if you perform for your sense of gratification, then that activity will be the cause of bondage here in this material world. But if you perform for his satisfaction, for the sacrifice, yajna means sacrifice, or Vishnu, then Mukt Sangha Samaja will become freed from the bondage. Let us read the translation. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, for Krishna's satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain unattached and free from bondage. By this, we'll become free from bondage. Otherwise, what will happen? We'll be bound here in this material world and keep suffering. So just see here it is given, the clue is given here in this verse, how to perform the activity. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work bind ones to this material world. Just see first line itself, it is self-explanatory. I think you would have understood what Krishna is saying. If we don't perform for Krishna's satisfaction, Vishnu's satisfaction, then that activity creates bondage for us. Therefore, Krishna is saying, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, for Krishna's satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain unattached and free from bondage. So now I'll share you all a video. By that video, Prabhupada is making to understand one very nice thing.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We are put into certain condition, therefore it is called conditional life. Suppose you are very pious man, you are not killing any man or any cow, you are very careful. But still you have to kill. What is that? Because you are walking on the street, you have seen, you are killing so many ants. The position is like that. Even if you do not wish to kill, even if you are a very pious man, still you have to kill, unconsciously or consciously. The world situation is like that. Anyone who has come here, he must commit sinful activities. As soon as you get this material body, then you must have to commit sinful activities, even if you are very careful. It is not possible. Therefore Shastra says, padam padam ajata vipadam. Every step there is vipad. You cannot be excused because you are killing one ant unconsciously while walking. Your name is noted, your ticket is immediately there. Yeah, you have killed so many ants. The law is so nice. Prakita kriyamanani gunai karma. Automatically it is recorded. And you have to suffer. So, then what to do? The situation is like that. Have to save. Therefore Krishna said, Jagyarthe karma annatra karma bandhana. If you dedicate your life for Jagga, Jagga means for Vishnu. Jagyarthe karma means Jagga Purush is Vishnu. If you work for Vishnu, then you are saved. Otherwise, you are becoming complicated. Jagyarthe, Krishna says, Jagyarthe karma annatra karma bandhana. If you are going to office to earn your bread very hurriedly to attend the office and you are killing so many ants, you are becoming entire. You think I am going office to do my duty very hurriedly, but you are becoming implicated. But if you go out for receiving some help for worshipping Vishnu, then you are free. Then you are free. Exactly like that, a soldier who is fighting in the battlefield and killing so many men, and he is giving gold medal. Oh, you have killed so many. So many lives you have killed of the opposite party, enemies, you take this Victoria Cross. He becomes recognized by the God. The same man, when he comes home, if he kills somebody for his sense gratification, he will be hanged. The same man. The same soldier, when he is fighting for king's service, government service, government is supplying him food, everything, to fight very chivalrously and offering him gold medal. And the same man, when he comes home for his sense gratification, if he kills a man, he will be hanged. He will say in the court, Sir, I have killed so many men in the battlefield and I was never hanged, I was given gold medal, and now I have killed only one man and I am going to be killed. Why? What is this? Yes. For your sense gratification, as soon as you do anything, that is sinful. Whatever you do, it may be so-called pious activities in your calculation, but in this material world, there is no such thing as pious activities or impious. Everything impious. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So here we saw that Prabhupada is explaining so nicely how we perform the activity and become implicated, and how can we perform the activity, become free from the bondage. Prabhupada gave a very wonderful analogy of soldier. Can anybody explain to me what is that analogy of a soldier who is getting Nobel Prize, who is getting gold medal, one time Victoria Cross, but another time same soldier killing, activity is same, externally it is same. He is killing that time also, now this time also is killing. But the result is completely different. One time he is offered Victoria Cross, gold medal. Another time he is given Masi. What is this? How to understand? So nobody can question the government. Prabhuji, this government is very partial. Our court is partial. No, because earlier he was performing the activity for the pleasure of the government, so he got gold medal. But now he is doing everything for his own senses. Same soldier, if he kills at his home somebody, he will be hanged. Similar is the understanding which is implemented here in this material world, because everything belongs to government. So when you do anything for government, then government will be very happy, it will be very pleased, and it will offer you all the protection, all the luxury, all the amenity government will provide you. And many men, more you kill the man of opposite party, more you will get medals, because you are doing activity for the on behalf of government. Yes. Now if you perform the activity for your own sense gratification, then there will be problem. Now you extend this concept. What do? You extend till the Supreme Lord, because everything belongs to Krishna. You do for Krishna, then you will be freed from all the bondage which are which are there into the performance, in the course of performing activity. Like in the beginning, Prabhupada said that when you go to office, or when you cooking anything, you cutting anything you are doing, you are incurring sin. You cannot say, sir, I am not willingly killing, but by walking, going to office, you are killing so many ants. So there will be ticket. Prabhupada, we use the word, there will be ticket. You will be penalized. You cannot say, no, I don't see only ants, so why are you penalizing me? No, you will be punished, because you are doing the activity for your senses. But same activity you do for Krishna's senses, you go outside for Krishna's service, then there will be no karma involved. Same thing, which is there applicable in the case of soldier, same thing is applicable with us also. So this is the verse, 10th, 9th verse. It is explaining very nicely how to perform the activity and become free from the bondage. Otherwise, there is no chance of becoming free. So let us read purport. Yajna means Lord Vishnu or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajna by Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. So this Krishna consciousness activity is nothing but yajna only. So we are always doing yajna. Yajna does not only mean you offer ghee into the fire. There is fire lit and you offer some kind of ingredients oblation into the fire, then only that will be called yajna. Yajna means any activity you do for the pleasure of Vishnu, that is called yajna. Your activity, normal course of activity like study, like doing job, cooking, that all these things are yajna, because you are doing for Krishna. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be cause of bondage. For both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Acha reaction, you'll get good birth in the next life, and you will have to, for enjoying, you have to take birth. The moment you take birth, you have to suffer, because there will be bodily pains, there will be bodily suffering. there will be three types of kleshas which we have discussed already. Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, and Adi Devi kleshas will come, but you cannot avoid as long as you have this body. So either you have performed good activity that is pious, or bad activity or that is sinful. You have to suffer in both the cases. So we should not be after good or bad. We should be after absolute activity. ऐसा कोई भी एक्टिविटी नहीं करना है जिससे कि आपको रिएक्शन दे. इवन अच्छा भी एक्टिविटी, जैसे लोग हॉस्पिटल खोलते हैं, चैरिटी देते हैं, अनाथालय खोलते हैं, वृद्धाश्रम खोलते हैं, ये भी नहीं करना. If you do this, then you will do good activity, and to enjoy that result, you have to take again next life birth. And the moment you take birth, even in rich family, there will be problems. Today you see so many people, those who are rich, they are also suffering. So we should not do any of the activity. We should do Krishna activity. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated state. That is great art of doing work. And in the beginning, this process requires very expert guidance. ये लाइन सब लोग आप लोग याद कर लीजिए. This is very important. Great art of doing work is this what we discussed today. And in the beginning, this process requires expert guidance. So here we will stop. Under the guidance of devotees, we have to perform the activity. Not that we read Bhagavad Gita and we say, no, now I have understood, I can do anything by my own. No. Always we require the guidance of the devotees. Then we can perform very nicely the activities and become free from the bondage. Okay, so with this I'll stop. If you have any question, you can ask, or else we'll close down. Hare Krishna. Gaurav, you have any question? Your voice is not coming. You're not audible. Hare Krishna, Gaurav. Hare Krishna. गौरव, आप कहाँ से? Where are you from? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.